Welcome into the Columbus Lions Coaches Show. Big night on tap alongside head coach Jason Gibson. I'm Josh Pate. The Florida Tarpons in town. Welcome back into the Columbus Lions Coaches Show. Head coach Jason Gibson tagging out a couple of very special guests in the studio with me right now. We have Bill Jones seated here. You can guess which one he is. And Beth Bone seated next to him. They are Bone Physical Therapy and Rehab. Before we get into anything Lions-based, tell me what you're about.
We have a outpatient rehab agency. It's on Hamilton Road. Our typical patients are pain patients. We see pain patients from neck pain, shoulder pain, elbow pain, back pain, knee pain.
Bill, you look to be in fairly good shape here. So I would imagine a lot of the things that you preach over there, you kind of practice in your own life. We were talking kind of before we went on the air here. You go about things maybe a little bit differently than what I would see if I just walked into your standard rehab clinic.
Correct. The first thing we're going to do is find out where they hurt as far as a movement-based kind of thing. And then we're going to correct that in the easiest way possible. And we actually do that by using the opposite side. And it works quick. Every single person that comes in will have a positive change that first day. And they'll also go home only with movements that help them in the clinic. So if they do a movement in the clinic and it doesn't help them at all, I'm not going to make them go home and do that for weeks on end, hoping we'll see a change.
Now, I know you guys work with the Lions. What's your affiliation kind of? I mean, what's the history you have with this organization?
I've known Coach Gibson since 2007 when they first started, and have been involved with them from a physical therapy standpoint since then, and Bone Physical Therapy and Rehab has been involved with them for the last 2 years.
Okay. When you get maybe an athlete in, let's say especially one on a truncated timetable, get them back on the field as quickly as possible, do you approach a rehab for an athlete any differently than you would a normal person coming in?
We don't. The way I look at it, everybody's an athlete. Your event may be totally different. If your event is only to get to the kitchen so you can open your refrigerator door, I want you to be able to do that as good as you can and as quickly as you can. And we do the same thing with all the players. If the players' events obviously are a lot different than open a refrigerator door. But we want to get them on the field as quickly as possible in the least amount of symptoms and hopefully pain-free.
What are some of the most, to the layperson, I just think knees and shoulders. What are some of the more, especially in the game of football, some of the more common injuries that you see come to your place?
Well, you named it, knees and shoulders, but then right in the middle is the low back. And so the low back hits not only athletes, football players, but 80% of the adult population will have back pain at some time in their life to where they'll actually miss work or miss school. And that's the easiest thing we can take care of.
You were talking, once again, kind of before we came on air here, about passion and maintaining passion for your craft. We talk about it in the game of football all the time. You've maintained it still at a very high level for what you do as well.
Absolutely, and that's the thing, is that the way we treat people is it's not rocket science. It's easy, and patients get better quicker. And that has instilled even more passion now, only because we can do this. So, I mean, the first thing I look for, I want to see as many new people as possible. You have a lot of therapists out there that complain about having 1 or 2 new patients a day. I want to see 10, because those are people that I can touch, that I know that they can have a positive response. Now, not everybody gets 100% well. And of course, I'm old enough now to think that 80% is the new 100%. But, you know, we want to make that positive response and get them going with their lives as soon as possible.
Here's your testimonial. I have a hurt shoulder. He helped me 2 minutes before we came on the air, and it already feels better. It is Bone Physical Therapy and Rehab over on Hamilton Road. Free to walk in whenever you want to, people. I'm not necessarily saying it'll be free, but you're free to walk in whenever you want to. We sincerely appreciate both of you joining us today. It's been a pleasure. Let's go back to last week.